Good morning, everybody. So, today, I don't even know what today is. Okay, today's Thursday, February 16th, and we are up in Austell, Georgia today. Got a pretty cool job lined up. We're back up here at the Copart yard, where we service our machines that have the big wear pads on them. Today's job is we are going to be removing a set of those forks out of the carrier and then installing new forks. And this is a pretty awesome job. They're big. Like I said, those forks I think they're close to 700 pounds each. We got to do some arc gouging, some real heavy welding. Going to be using the crane, so should be a pretty good day. I'm looking forward to getting this done. Hopefully I can get some good footage of all this stuff for you guys and show how we remove and install these forks on these big machines. So this isn't something that we do a lot of. I think the last time I did this was probably 3 or 4 months ago. So not exactly something that we do regularly, but when we do it, it's a lot of fun and I enjoy it. All right, everybody. So we got the equipment all set up. Got a welding machine and the whole trailer just sitting over here on its own, out of the way, because we're definitely going to be using the crane on the truck. These are our new forks. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but these things are 15 feet long and I don't know, 6 or 7 inches thick and solid. This is the one that we're going to be repairing. You can see how it's bent. So the process here is pretty simple. Right here is the fork. Down here is the carrier. The fork sits inside the carrier. And then you can see there's a small little piece of steel right here, and this is what ties the carrier to the fork. So all we have to do is we have to arc gouge all of these welds out right here, and right here. All of this has to come out. And then once all that's gouged out, I'll take a grinder to it, get it cleaned up. Then we're gonna hook the crane to the bottom of this fork here and pick up on the end of it. And that should break it loose down here at the base. And then it should just slide right on out. And once it's moved out of the way, we'll get these all prepped up, pick one up, swing it around, and yeah, pretty much just do the reverse process. Stick it back in and weld everything back out with with some new steel stock. That's these little pieces right here. That's what we'll use to tie the new forks to the carrier. So anyway, pretty straightforward job, pretty easy. Alright guys, so here you can see I got all the dirt and grime removed and wire wheeled off, so we can see the carrier, the fork, and the stitch metal here. So that way we know for a fact what it is that we're going to be gouging. All right guys, we are all set up. Air compressor's running, welding machine's running. First set of welds are gone, so let's keep on going with it. Alright guys, check it out. Got all the welds arc gouged out. So now I just need to clean off all the slag and everything here. Probably get a good big old grinder and a rock wheel, come in here and really clean this up and expose all the metal so I can see what we're working with, and then we'll fire the truck up and swing the crane over here and see if we can get her to break loose. So let's get to it. So here we go. We got everything cleaned up. You can actually see where the fork is starting to separate from the mount steel right there. You see that crack right there along that seam. So that's a good sign. It means this thing is ready to come apart. The rest of this steel I'll remove and get cut off and ground down once I remove the fork and get it out of the way. But let's go ahead and hook the truck up to it. Get the crane lifting on it and see if we can get this thing to pop loose. Go. So we got the fork out. Really didn't fight us too much. I had to go back in and trim back some of the metal here with the cutoff wheel, but overall everything went pretty well. So you can actually see how deep this goes. I mean, it goes way back in there, and the fork will actually hook on to this little lip right back in here. So it's important that we get all of this dirt and junk cleaned out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this arm up on the machine to get it up a little bit higher and make it a little more comfortable to work on. And we'll get the rest of this cleaned up, get all this dirt out of there, and then we'll start focusing on getting these new forks prepped, picked up, spun around, and then install it. Then we can start doing some welding. So let's get back to it. Alrighty, so here we go. Everything is clean. Got all the welds off of there. All the slag from the arc gouging is off. So now, after I've got all the dirt and all the debris out of the inside of this carrier here, I'm going to go ahead and get everything tidied up, and we're going to get prepared to start swinging over the new fork and get it installed. I guess we'll pick up here in just a little bit once I get this thing situated. So I'll check back with y'all here in just a minute. Got the crane ready. I just swapped directions on the fork. I got it pretty well balanced out. Everything should pick up relatively flat and level. So all that's left to do now is just obviously pick it straight up and stick it inside the carrier. We'll have to be mindful to make sure that we are all the way back up underneath of this bar right here. So we're gonna shove it in there as far as we can get it, and then we'll just set it straight down. And I'll even go as far as getting a tape measure and measuring this one, and I'll come back on this side and measure this one to make sure that it's the same length, so that way there's nothing goofy going on after we get everything welded in. So y'all just sit back, relax, and watch us pick up 700 pounds of solid steel and get this loader back in action. Here we go. so fork is in there, it's in the carrier. It's all the way against the backstop right here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there you go. So it's all the way against this backstop. Can't go any farther back. And all we got to do now is just get the paint stripped off this thing, get the little strips put in there, and then we can start doing some welding. All right, guys. So check this out. Got that bar tacked in there. Everything's prepped. Everything's ready to go. I'm actually going to switch over to the SA 200 on the trailer here. This machine is just a lot smoother. I just prefer welding with it if I can. The machine that's on the truck over there is good for the arc gouging. And because I run it so hard, I like to try to split the load between the two machines. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this old girl fired up and let's do some welding. I almost forgot to mention, the electrodes that we're using today are 1/8 low hydrogen 7018 rods. This is going to be welded in the structural D1.1 welding code. Alright, so that is basically the process right there. So we just have basically 4 welds, 3 passes each of the 1/8 7018 low hydrogen rods. So now we just got to do the same thing on the other side, finish capping those welds off, and this machine is finished. We just finished this fork up right here. Everything's welded out, and I like it. It's nice clean work. Everything's you know, uniform. There's no undercut, no porosity. There's a few BBs here and there, but those rods are they're not my usual Lincoln electric rods. So they're welding a little bit different, but overall everything looks pretty good. I checked the length on it already. Everything matches the fork on the other side. So anyway, that is basically how we put on forks for these big machines. If you guys are curious about anything specific according to this job or referencing this job or anything like that, you know, hit me up in the comments and ask any questions you want to. I try to be as forthcoming with information as I can. So anyway, we're going to wrap up this video with this machine. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the process of working on another machine. It's literally the exact same process. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it.